Good morning, Miami. My name's Madison, and you are tuned into the most stunning and sensational radio station in the Sunshine State, 89.6 The Mix, playing all of your favorite songs as the day moves along. First, with some international news coming to you from Copenhagen, Denmark. A rushed cull of Denmark's mink over concerns about a coronavirus mutation has left the country facing a new horror as cadavers of the animals re-emerge from the earth. The macabre phenomenon was observed in a military training field outside the western town of Holstebro, where thousands of mink had been put into an improvised mass grave. The carcasses rose to the surface, lifted by pressure from gases released by the decomposition, according to local police. The Environment Ministry said mink should be covered by at least 5 feet of soil, but according to public broadcaster DR, they were only buried about 3 feet deep in the field outside Holstebro. The authorities are playing with our environment and using it as a dumping ground, Leif Broger, a local politician, told the Jyllands-Posten newspaper. Photos and videos of the ghastly sight set social media abuzz, with one Twitter user dubbing 2020, quote, the year of the zombie mutant killer minks. In early November, Denmark, which is the world's largest exporter of mink fur, announced it would cull all of the country's more than 15 million mink after a mutated version of the novel coronavirus was discovered and believed to jeopardize the effectiveness of future vaccines. 2 weeks after having issued the decree, while in the middle of political crisis over the legality of the decision, the government concluded last week that the potential threat to human vaccines was, quote, very likely extinguished in the absence of any new cases of the mutated version. More than 10 million mink have already been culled in the Scandinavian country, according to the latest tally. Next, for some international news, this time covering an American pop singer's role as an animal rights activist. Iconic singer and actress Cher is in Pakistan to celebrate the departure of Kaban, dubbed, quote, the world's loneliest elephant, who will soon leave a Pakistani zoo for better conditions after years of lobbying by animal rights groups and activists. Because of security concerns, Cher's schedule was not made public. However, she met Friday with Prime Minister Imran Khan and was expected to visit Kaban later in the trip, according to the Prime Minister's office. Khan's office released a video of the singer sitting with the Prime Minister outside of the expansive grounds of Khan's residence. Kaban is set to leave for a sanctuary in Cambodia on Sunday, said Martin Bauer, spokesman for Four Paws International, a global animal welfare group that's led the charge to save Kaban since 2016. The animal has languished in the zoo for 35 years, most of those years in chains, and lost his partner in 2012. She died after an infection turned gangrenous, and her body lay beside Kaban for several days before being removed, said Dr. Amir Khalin, veterinarian with Four Paws. Khalil said Kaban was heartbroken after his partner died. Activists dubbed Kaban the world's loneliest elephant after his plight gained international attention, and the unhappy elephant was diagnosed as emotionally as well as physically damaged. Cher took up Kaban's cause and has been a loud voice advocating for his resettlement. Four Paws, which often carries out animal rescue missions, will accompany Kaban to the sanctuary. In a tweet following her meeting with Pakistan's Prime Minister, Cher said she thanked Khan, quote, for making it possible for me to take Kaban to Cambodia. She tweeted she was making a documentary on Kaban and said, "Think documentary will be heartwarming. Because of the abysmal living conditions blamed on systemic negligence, Pakistan's High Court in May ordered the closure of Margazar Zoo in the capital of Islamabad, where Kaban has lived for much of his life." Now, let's continue this theme of animal rights by scurrying over to Montana, where wildlife advocates and animal and environmental groups have announced that they are challenging the removal of federal protections for gray wolves across most of the U.S. Two coalitions of groups filed formal notices over the past several days, and they plan to sue the U.S. Interior Department in federal court unless the protections are restored. The notices are required as a precursor to lawsuits brought under the Endangered Species Act. The Trump administration last week finalized a decision that ends long-standing federal safeguards for gray wolves in the lower 48 states. expect for a small population of Mexican gray wolves in the Southwest. The move puts states and tribes in charge of overseeing the predators and could allow hunting to resume in Michigan, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. Lastly, let's end with some local news that allows our magic city to live up to its name. A Florida man is drawing praise for valiantly saving his puppy from the jaws of an alligator. Richard Wilbanks, 74, was just enjoying the sun when he heard his new puppy, Gunner, crying. An alligator in the backyard pond at his Lee County home had grabbed the dog and pulled it into the water. Wilbanks, an avid hunter, reacted quickly, jumping into the pond, grabbing the small alligator and pulling its jaws open, so Gunner, a 3-month-old Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, could escape. Surveillance video of the rescue shows. It was just a shock. It happened so fast, Wilbanks told NBC Fort Myers affiliate WBBH. Instinct just took over, and adrenaline kicked in, and I just went right into the water after the gator and Gunner. Wilbanks, whom NBC News was unable to reach on Sunday, told WBBH that he only got a few cuts from the rescue, and the puppy is okay. Once again, this is Madison from 89.6 The Mix, signing out for the weekend. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and don't forget to showcase your sensational sunshine smile.